Okay, so today we're going to have Heather talking about a system of organization that's been working for her. But first, I just wanted to go over a couple things. A reminder that we have the Emerald Push group next week, as well as the Healthy Holiday group. That's a free group that's going to be inside the accountability group as well. You guys will want to start inviting to that ASAP. And also, I'll be figuring out whatever the next 30-day support group, and then you'll want to start inviting to that starting on Monday, because that's about 2 weeks out. If you guys haven't checked it out, I posted a video in the coach group about tips on hitting Success Club. Watch it, implement things, see what's working for you, tell people what's working for you. If you have anything else to add, I would definitely love to know, because I would definitely add those to my list and like to share them as well. So that's really what I have to say. I'm going to hand it over to Heather.
Yay. Okay, so basically the reason why I wanted to run this call is because I realized that a big thing for me that was holding me back from, I guess, like getting more challenge packs sold and stuff like that was following up with people. And so my biggest flaw was in my organization. So I did that about, I think, 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to just show you guys, because with most of you guys being newer coaches, it's going to be easier for you guys to start now, because you're only going to have, however many friends you guys have right now to transfer over, and it'll all make sense in a few minutes. But so basically what I did was, I'm going to show you. Do you guys know how to get your stuff from the back office, like your customer list and stuff like that? I'll show you guys anyways, just in case. So can you guys see that? Okay. So if you go to My Business and you click down to My Customers, over here you have this customer search option right here. And if you click that, you see all of this information right here. Obviously, these are all my customers. And I don't know if you guys know, but the reason why this is a really cool thing to be able to do, if you didn't know, because once you guys start getting more customers and stuff like that, this literally shows you everything. This shows you everything about all of your customers on here. So you can see how I have all of these ends for Home Direct. That was my biggest thing, and that's what I realized is kind of keeping my income from increasing like I want it to, is because I haven't been following up with a lot of people and stuff like that, and a lot of the new customers. So that's what I'm trying to work on with this organization. But if you go up to this this little thing right here and go to Excel, and then you hit export, it'll take you to this thing where you can save all of your customers. And so I did this just to kind of have a database of all of my customers that I had now. And then, what is this? Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so can you guys see this one now? Can you guys see this now? This Excel thing? Hang on.
Yeah, there's a couple different share options. If you
Yeah,
just
I see it now. I was like, what is going on? So basically, once you get them to your desktop, then you can open them up into Excel. And so what I did was, there we go. So what I did was I put all of my customers in here, just all of them. And then I just kind of, for me, it's easier to form women. So I kind of separated them in the bottom into potential customers, women, and potential customers, men. And then for the Gopher Knows, what I've been trying to do is just, if I talk to this person, if they, you know, if I invite them or whatever, and they say yes, then I move them over to a different group and stuff like that. Which I can get into all of these if you want me to in a minute. But also what I did was I went to my Facebook, and this is another really cool thing that Angel showed me. Let me see if I can get that up. So if you go to your Facebook, do you guys know that you can get all of your Facebook friends, download the whole thing in the file so you can see all of your friends? You guys know you can do that because I didn't. But anyway, so you go on here, and then if you go to settings at the bottom, you can do this part right here, download a copy of your Facebook data. And then when you click this, it'll download all of it. I'll show you real quick what it does. So it takes you to this, and then you click Start My Archive. And then when you do that, it basically tells you that it's going to download all of these things for you, plus your friends, your messages, stuff like that. And it'll send all of it to you in an email after about an hour. And so then once you get that, you can open it up. I'll show you what the file looks like because that was kind of confusing. Yeah, so basically this was the file that it sent me, and I didn't have any idea what this was. So you get all these different things, and there's more than that in it too. But once you click Friends, it'll pull it up into Internet Explorer, and it'll just literally list all the people that you've ever friended, all the people you've ever requested, people that have like unfriended you. It shows you everything. So it's kind of crazy because it's like you can see the different people that you have and the different people that are still pending. And so what I did was I just copied all of those people. Same thing that I did with the customers. I took them over to Excel, and I uploaded them all into this file. Back to this file real quick. So I don't know if this is going to make any sense to you guys. I personally didn't really like Asana and Google Streak, but those are other options too. But it's kind of just something that you guys have to play around with and figure out what you guys actually like. So the system that I've been using for follow-ups is I'll open this up every day, and just kind of, so say that these people, like Alyssa is one of my coaches, so she shouldn't even really be on this list. But what I did was, before I even started using this system, I went through, and all along the bottom, I made all of these different tabs, which some of you guys might have more, some of you guys might have less, depending on what you guys want to do. So I went through and made all these tabs. And then when I go through these are all my Facebook friends right here. So I put them all under potential customers because obviously everybody's a potential until they become, you know, your customer or somebody else's or whatever. So I put them all right here. And then, so I just go through. So like say today I message Amanda. So I would send her a message, you know, do the whole forming thing. And if she says, you know, not right now, I really want to try it, but right now is not a good time, I don't have enough money. So I would just take her name and I would copy it. And then I would just go over to this follow-ups one. And then I would just put her in here. And then I could just write like a little notes like, oh, it doesn't have enough money. Follow up in January. And then that way when I come back to this, you can do Control F, and it would help you find, like it lets you find things. So you could type in January and do Find Next, and then it would bring up her name on here so that you can see that she wanted you to follow up in January. So you can start there in the beginning of the month and, you know, kind of start forming that person again. The other tabs I have on here that were really important were no's, just like hard no's. I didn't put anybody in there yet. I haven't really imported all of my lists since this is still kind of new for me, but you can put all your hard no's in here, or not right now. But then I put last contact because I found too that there was people that I was messaging multiple times a month, which is probably a reason why they started ignoring me, because nobody really wants to be messaged like 5 times a month asking me if they wanted to do a challenge group. But that's something else that you'll kind of get used to and stuff like that. And then I also have ignores right here. So anybody who ignores me, usually I try not to contact them for a couple months, just because I try to go through my list. And I think I have like 1,400 Facebook friends, maybe 1,500 right now. So this whole thing took me like a full day of work. And so the reason why I wanted to tell you guys all this stuff was because with having less friends right now, or maybe you have that many because you're just super awesome. All of you guys are super awesome and you guys have a million friends. But if you guys go through there right now and use, like, you import your 500 friends, 600 friends, however many you might have, it's going to take you a lot less time, and it'll get you guys into a system, whether it's this or Asana or whatever. And if you guys get used to doing stuff like this now, then it'll set you up in the future, because now I'm kind of like having to go back to basics and kind of set things up like I should have been from the beginning. So I just wanted you guys to be able to get started right as far as that goes. Let's see what else I have in here. Oh, the same thing I did with my, the thing I was showing you guys on the back office for customers. I also did it for my personally sponsored coaches. So right now I'm going for Diamond, and this is what I have for my diamonds right now, or for my active coaches right now. So these people in the green are all my active coaches. And then I have a whole thing about, who's emerald and who's just a coach and who's inactive, so that I can try and reach out to these people and see, why they might have gone inactive and stuff like that. And then I have these little notes over here that will show me how many more people I need and like what I want to do next. So I can kind of set up my placement. So that's really good to help too, as far as organization goes. And then that also gives me somewhere to put, like I said, the customers, because obviously I'm friends with my personally sponsored coaches on Facebook. If I come across them in here, then I could just move them over. And the other cool thing I like about Excel is, like, say that this person, Kayla, messages me right now, and I'm like not, her name is like farther down in my list, and I'm not going to get to her for another 2 months. But say she messages me and she's like, hey, I saw your post about, the 21 Day Fix, or whatever, whatever thing you're trying to promote that time, challenge groups, whatever. You can go through here and use that search function and do the same thing. So like, let me see if I can. I'm sure you guys probably already know this, but I'm not very techy, so I thought it was really cool. So say you go up here and you do, search, and you just type in Kayla. It just brings you right to her, and then you can just copy that and move her right over to whatever it was after you form her. So that was kind of cool for me too. And then I'm hoping that eventually this list, as I add people, I don't want it to get smaller, because I always want to have people that I can reach out to, but I want it to get where I don't have 800 people that I haven't talked to. So I probably blew through that really fast, but I don't know if you guys have any questions or anything like that. Oh God.
Great. I really want to expand on Heather's, and I want you guys to, like how she said, you don't have a lot of friends, right? I mean, you might not have a lot of friends right now, and you definitely don't have a ton of customers right now. So even though it seems like you really don't need to do this, believe us when we say that you want to do this when you're newer, because it's going to not only set you up for success, but it's going to be a hell of a lot less of a headache than it would if you waited. And Heather's system might work for you, it might not. I mean, she always liked pen and paper. This is a new thing for her. I always liked Asana, and like she said, Asana wasn't good for her. So really you have to kind of play around and see what works best for you. So there's a bunch of different ways. You can YouTube them. You can ask, like I'm proficient at Asana. I've always been really good at it just because that's what my system is. You can ask Heather. You can ask, you know, in the regular coach group, and just don't feel like just because you start one way that that's what you have to stick to if you're not finding it effective for your business. Because you want something that's going to work for you. It's going to work for your business. It's not going to feel like pain in the butt to do it every single day, because you really do want to look at that every single day. And yeah, that's what I had to say. So does anybody have any questions for Heather? All right. Well, if nobody has any questions, thank you so much for doing that. That was really good. And I mean, I still haven't done anything with all of my Facebook friends, so I kind of really want to do that now, because that like is giving me anxiety that I have that many people that I haven't reached out to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's definitely a huge eye opener to like put that into a list and realize that that's people you have not even spoken to.
Yeah.
Like, hello, Success Club.
I know. I have 400 friends, and when I uploaded this list, I mean, there's still some that I have to move over, but I have 1,000 people that I haven't even talked to, and some of them I don't even know who they are. Like, I forgot. That's the other thing, is like I forgot how I found these people, because like I'd write down notes on paper, which is why I'm like encouraging you guys to do something other than just keep it on paper, because I would write it down on paper, and then, you know, like when I'm cleaning off my desk or I'm cleaning out my book bag, I see these pieces of paper and I'm like, oh yeah, like just crumple it up, because I'm thinking like I already have it somewhere else, but I don't. So like there's people on here that I would like reach out to. And actually this happened this week. I was talking to one girl and she was like, I don't even know how I know you. And I was like, yeah, like, were you in the military? I was like, I know. I was like, were you in the military? She was like, no. And I was like, do you like Jamberry? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, well, we can just be friends anyway. She's like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, thank God, because it was so weird. But yeah, you guys want to be able to write notes and stuff like that too. And that's one of the things I have in my other things. I don't know if you guys saw at the top, I put like a little note section, not just for the follow-ups, but for everything else. So you can like say that you talk to somebody on your friends list and you want to go on there and, you know, go back and look to that person and be like, oh, well, how do I know her? Okay, well, I know her from, like, I know a lot of you guys are moms. So I know her from, you know, moms who with healthy kids. So you could talk to them about that kind of thing. And you're not talking to somebody from a Jamboree group about, like, for me being in boot camp, because obviously they didn't go to boot camp if they're not a veteran. So like, it's just kind of one of those things, but you want to be able to not like confuse and kind of just let it be as natural as it can be without confusing things. So
yeah, and I know when I started using Asana, I didn't have a follow-up system before that, and when I started using Asana for my follow-up system and just for my client management, my business started growing like crazy, because I actually was talking to people. I was making sure that I was continuing to talk to people, because like I've said multiple times, not everybody has Beachbody on the brain all the time like we do. You know, people read messages and then they forget. If you don't ever follow up with that person, somebody else might. And that could be a potential coach or a client lost. Just because you forgot and you were just unorganized. So the sooner you do this, the better. And like, you know, if try it Heather's way, try it my way, try it any way that's going to work for you. Just do something. Make sure that you're taking notes on people, you know, where you're meeting them from. I like to use tags. I use Asana, so I don't know if you can do that in Excel, but I like to use tags so I know where I met them, what groups they've been in, if they're a coach prospect, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, just think of ideas, YouTube search things, because that's how I figured out Asana. I watched YouTube videos. So just do something, because it's going to benefit your business. It's going to help your brain function properly as you build a bigger client list. So, all right. So if anybody has any questions, ask them now. Otherwise, we will end a little bit early. All right. Well, thank you again, Heather, and I will be talking to you all soon. Bye. Good night.